Hi everybody, Ali Akbarian, your resident road safety expert from Mobility Engineering, back again with another Q&A. As we always say, keep those questions coming in, we love them. And with my trusty subscribe flag here, hit the button that looks a bit like this guy down there, and help us get to that 10,000 subscriber mark, and we'll get rid of this thing and come up with something a bit better. Okay, so we are in our trial and assessment centre in one of our mobility vehicles, which is a trial vehicle, a Hyundai Staria, and we have a question around sitting in the back of the vehicle. It's actually not a disability related question, but more just a general passenger transport. If you're disabled, if you're not disabled, if you're a child, any one of our audience can actually benefit from this question, because it's around where do I sit in the car to have the most amount of safety. So the question actually is I have been told that the middle seat in the middle row of the car is the best place for me to sit, for me to be safe. And then the thing said underneath, is this an old wives' tale, or is this a common misconception? Because a lot of people tell me that, right? So the question is the middle seat in the middle row the safest seat to sit in when we're driving? So let me just sit there first, and I'll sort of be able to describe to you a bit better what's going on. So I'm sitting here in the middle seat of the middle row, and if I had like a sedan or like a vehicle that had 2 rows of seats, so the Staria has 3 rows of seats, but if I had a vehicle that had 2 rows of seats, it would be the second row. So we can call it middle seat of the second row, right? So this position here. Is this the safest? The answer to the question is yes, this is the safest position. And then the follow-up, I guess, question is, why is that the safest position? Why it's the safest position is if I'm secured correctly with my seatbelt in, I'm not going to go anywhere, but I am right now in the center point of the vehicle, the furthest away from all impact points on the vehicle. So if anything hit this vehicle, if this vehicle hit anything, my body would be the very last thing that gets impacted by anything, because I'm right in the middle of the car, right? So that's why this position is the safest position, because it's the furthest away from all impact points, right? So I guess that's the clearing up that myth. But as a follow-on, I often get questions like, okay, well, I want to put my child in there, or you know, what if I've got more than one passenger, or what do I do in this case or that case? So what we're talking about, the middle being the safest position, that is in an ideal world, but we don't live in an ideal world. We live in a compromising world where we have families and kids and carers and communities and so on, and we've all got to get about and we've all got to function together, right? So if I was just one passenger, yeah, I could put that in the middle there and know that they're going to be as safe as possible. But if I had more than one, then what I've got to do is look at the practicality of things. So when I say the practicality of things, let's say if I had a little baby, I'd probably want them over here, because it's more practical for me to unload and load the little baby from here than to climb all the way into the car and try and pull them out, or go through the other side where it might be like a curb or something like a road or something like that, right? So those are like the things that we're thinking about from a practical point of view. What's going to be convenient? What's going to be easy for me to use? Because if things are convenient and if they're easy, then I'm much more likely to use it correctly. What we've found in many, many years of doing this, I've been doing this for 30 plus years, is that convenience and ease of use instantly translates into safe practice. When things are hard, when things are like complicated, or they've got all these extra features, people tend to get overwhelmed and they tend to get confused, and then they throw their hands up and they kind of make compromises and they don't fit things properly, right? But if things are simple, easy, convenient, and we're doing them for that convenient kind of thing, then we'll find that we're in a calmer state of mind, and then we can approach technical things in vehicles a little bit easier. Okay, so hopefully that helps that question of, is the middle seat the safest seat in the car, and is it a misconception? No, it's not. It is the safest seat with conditions. And again, like I say, hit that subscribe button down there like that looks like that, and keep your questions coming in, and we'll see you next time.